Martin, we saw Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain training with the team for the first time this morning. How's he looking?
He's doing fine, really fine. Yeah, he trained yesterday and today, so he's looking pretty good.
Is there any chance he could take any part tomorrow?
Yeah, we'll have a little look at that later on today. Haven't picked the squad yet, but there's a possibility of that.
In terms of team news, everyone fit and available apart from the longer term guys, is there?
Yeah, exactly. Kieran, as you know, came off with suspected concussion, but I think he broke a bone in his nose, so he's okay. He's all right, and I think he wants to be available.
Okay, and can I just get your reaction, of course, to the Scottish Cup draw from the weekend as well? What was your reaction when you found out that you were going to be playing your rivals Rangers twice within the space of a week?
Well, I kind of guessed it, really. I told the lads really that it was either Rangers away or Dunfermline. I'd have got Lenny, so there we are. Tough, yes. Obviously a tough fixture for us. That's about 4 games in about 10 days, but it is what it is.
So how much are you looking forward to this period now? I think it's 8 games in the next 4.5 weeks, and pretty big one in there as well. Does it feel like it could really define your season?
Oh, of course it does. Yeah, absolutely. You know, we feels as if we've been playing midweek, other than the postponement of the Aberdeen game. I feel as if we've been playing midweek since I've arrived back second time round.
How ready do you feel for that, Martin? Now you've got all those players in, you've got Alex as well training this morning. Talk about those 4 away games in a row, 2 of them Rangers, Europe, Aberdeen rearranged game. How ready do you feel the squad after that?
Well, we haven't even got there. You know, we've got the big game tomorrow night. We have to try and stay in contention, and why those fixtures are big for us. You know, well, we the 2 of those matches anyway are because we've qualified for the latter stages of the Europa League. So that's kind of good news in one aspect, you know. But unless you're winning the final, I suppose people will say, well, why stay in it? But to me, we might as well. I think I said this to you last week, I didn't really want the exertions of the game in Feyenoord and the big effort in Bologna to go to waste. So we've beaten Utrecht, let's get on with it.
Can I just ask you about the Rangers Cup game at Ibrox? You know, the rules for away allocations, you can have 20% in the Scottish Cup. Do you know what the club stance of it? Would you be looking for one of the whole stands? Do you know what the situation is from Celtic?
No, I don't. But I don't know the club stance. But if you take me out of the club at this minute, you know, if just being a Celtic supporter, yeah, I would want all the tickets that we can get with the allocation that's available to us under the rules, and I assume that would be. That would be forthcoming, yeah.
I mean, you've been involved in so many of these games over the years. How big an influence can those away fans make when you go to really tough places like that?
Well, I think I've been saying this perhaps not since I've arrived back this time, but I thought that the Old Firm fixture lost a little bit in the sense that the full allocation was not given eventually for whatever reason, you know. And I don't know historically what it was, you know. Got a kind of an idea, but it doesn't really matter. And but I think that did lose a little bit of its one of the real great fixtures in European football, if not the world. And I thought it lost that. But at least there's some fans coming back, and it makes a bit of a difference. But to get the full allocation, as we did, you know, going to Ibrox and having the side to the left full of Celtic fans was always gratifying.
You're kind of hoping that this could be the beginning of the 2 clubs coming together and getting back to what it used to be, that, you know, that real spray of colour from.
I think that would be lovely. I think it would be. I think that. I've talked to a lot of people down south in my time living down there. And they think exactly the same. It would be fantastic to get back, because still people who have not been to this particular fixture still want to go and see it. But it would be fantastic if the full allocation was given back to both clubs.
There's a lot of talk about the scheduling, and I appreciate you've sort of touched on it there. People maybe looking at it from a negative in the sense that it's so much travelling, it's so many away games. But can that also work as a positive, that if you do get those string of results you need against the bigger teams that you're coming up against, it can send you're sort of flying into the
Well,
dark
I
stages.
think that, for instance, whatever the draw happens to be, that's fine. I thought that my own view is that I thought the Aberdeen fixture was stuck in there very, very quickly. I can understand the SPL saying that they want to get X number of weeks. What they don't want to do is they don't want to have some postponements going into the split. I think that was the reason for it. But it was, that I think was something that they could have been considered really at the end of it all, because it did mean an awful lot of away travelling. But for fans who, obviously, it's going to be difficult to afford those particular fixtures. But in terms of what happened with Stuttgart, in terms of what happened with the Scottish Cup, that's the nature of the draw.
Can I ask you your memories of when you were Seville the last time, and you had so many fixtures that time to contend with, and just how you managed the squad and how the squad at that time, not that we're comparing that to now, but mentally wise, how the squad dealt with that.
It's a really good point. Do you know what? It is genuinely difficult to remember exactly what it was. We were obviously involved in the big race with Rangers for the title as well too, trying to keep an eye on that, trying to come back from European matches. Yeah, it's a really good point. I'm not sure how I felt at that particular time, way back 20 odd years ago. Kind of some idea of what I feel about now, although one never knows what my memory might lose its meaning. I think anyway. I'm talking Boulder now. Complete Boulder.
Just a word on Livingston. Always a sort of tricky tie, isn't it? Even the way they play and whatnot. Your thoughts on this one with Marvin now in charge as well?
Yeah, absolutely. He's stepped in there, and I just think it's a difficult game for us anyway. And it's not just the matter of saying it; it is absolutely. It's just that I like our team. I thought we showed plenty of character to fight back there on Saturday evening. It was really great. But we're I don't think we're capable of taking anybody lightly. I don't think we've got. Well, if we do, we shouldn't be doing it, because we haven't. We're not good enough to treat people lightly.
Is this the sort of game where your extra attacking options come in handy? You've got players on the bench. Where in the past maybe there wasn't too many attacking players to come on. You've got wingers, you've got centre forwards.
I think that's nice. Yeah, exactly. So we had rested Dyson and Arne and I think I said at the end of the day, I wonder whether that was completely wise or not. But anyway, we've got through it. And it was just a number of games, and the games that you're talking about, it is a matter of there'll be some sort of rotation, because I don't think the players can. I don't think they can. I think it's a tall order to ask them, if you're talking about in the next week or two. 4 games in 10 days. I think that's difficult for everyone. I noticed the Liverpool manager complaining about he's had two weeks. Relatively quick succession of 3 games in 7 days. Wants to come up here then.
Is it your hope that if you were to progress in Europe, that the SPFL would maybe consider some fixture relief further down the line? I know it's something they're looking at for next year.
I thought that if we could get through, that would help Scottish football, and I thought that they could extend the season until August. With a wee bit of luck. So it's. I remember Dundee doing us a favour, playing on a Friday night game for the SPL way back, and that was in 2003. Were you alive then, Young?
I was 1.
You were 1.
Yeah.
You not remember it then? Okay, right. Well, I do. And we played in a game I think it was on a Friday night. And we won, and they scored a goal late on in proceedings, which eventually became really, really important in the league title deciding games.
Will you be watching tonight, the Edinburgh Derby?
Of course, yeah.
Your thoughts? Are you wearing it with a green and white scarf on, maybe, just to cheer on one side over the other?
What would you think? Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. No, of course, but yeah, we'll have to try and look after ourselves tomorrow night. But yeah, I'll be watching the game, of course.